Day number 5 of the fast. How you feeling?
I can't shake this cold, man. I've been cold for like 3 days now.
Feeling good though. I'm feeling good. I do got a confession. So we're on day 5. Just water. No food. No juice. No food. Nothing. Just water. But today, came home, walked in the house. Jared got those burritos. She's I said 5 days was enough. I said 5 days. I said if Jared's home, because Jared works a lot, I said Jared's home. She's over here making food. And I told myself I was gonna do a 5-day fast, and this is day 5. This is a sign that I need to that this is
Don't feel bad, man.
Yeah, so I was like, I almost wanted to cry. It was so good.
Anything right now would be good. Piece of broccoli would be good right now.
Yeah, it was nice. I held out. This is the longest I've ever fasted.
Pears. I want a pear.
The pear, like Rick Ross, pears. So yeah, this is the longest I've ever fasted, and I feel good. I think I'm just gonna go into juices and then maybe eat once a day or whatever. But for 2025, definitely, man, kicking this year off right.
Good year so far, man.
Man, it's nuts. I feel like it's going to continue. I feel like this year it's not going to stop. It's going to be one thing after another, like one exciting thing, one new challenge, new accomplishments, new everything.
It's bananas, B. It's bananas. We last time I heard her say something, it's bananas.
That's a New York talk. But yeah, there's a lot of good things coming our way. Just a few things that we want to mention. Coach Kemi training coming
January
up.
22nd,
23rd. By the time this airs, you will have maybe a week to sign up. As of now, as of the day that we are recording this, we just spoke with Casey from KCX today, and there are a few spots available. Josh V will be there. We will be there. We actually have somebody else with a YouTube channel that's going to be out there also documenting. So if you're into the social media, which is a part of business nowadays, this is another side of the business that you're going to kind of get some little insight on too. Kind of like just meeting. Now it's when we meet guys, we're meeting them for the not social value, but if their social media game is on point, it's like, yo, we got something else to talk about. We got something else to talk about. Like, our conversations are going to be a little bit different than somebody who doesn't. So it's because it's a whole nother grind in itself. So it's kind of like
different methodologies, which we're going to get into.
Yeah, definitely.
Different strategies.
Yeah, it's
different client types.
It's exciting to me, man. Like it opens up a whole nother, because it's literally a whole nother business within the business. So in that is a whole bunch of different operating. Yeah. And it's for us, it's kind of like it's a new challenge. We're taking it on. We started this channel as kind of a learning thing, and now it's kind of turned into, we try to keep it educational, but there's a lot of business in it as well. We want everybody to get your money right. So that was kind of our vision, but seeing other guys do other things, it kind of grabs our interest too. And some of these guys are real impressive when you see how they operate, like efficiency stuff. So like we're going down there to see Josh. The way Josh handles SEMA and the way we handled SEMA, two different things.
My boy took us to school.
Yes. So we're definitely talking to Josh while we're down there to see like, okay, well, first thing we're doing is we're cutting SEMA down to 2 days. And on top of that, like we're gonna do whatever you do. What do you do, Josh? You get on a schedule. What do? You in bed by this time? The boy is on point with everything. So hanging around people like that, developing those relationships, like our last video. If you haven't seen it, go. I'll put it right here. Developing relationships allows you to grow and discover other methods of operating, because I think a lot of the times we get caught up in either a method that we were taught or a method that kind of proved results early. And I think sometimes we get attached to methods for too long, right?
Human.
And that can become problematic.
Yeah, you get humbled meeting new people.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say something.
Well, there's a almost like a, not like a sizing up, but there's an evaluation that you're kind of, you kind of see them. Okay, what are they doing? What's going on? And it's not like you're going in there like trying to extract any information. It's just the things that they may be having a completely different discussion, and maybe that's a discussion you need to be in rather than the discussion you're in now. Maybe you're talking about the wrong things, or trying to fix the wrong things, or trying to handle things the wrong way, and they're over here talking about something completely different that eliminates the problems you're having. Or
those relationships the ones that we seek, other people are seeking too. So a lot of that doesn't have to be said, which is great. You know what I mean?
It feels like everybody's kind of digging for a little bit, like, what'd you do right there? Tell me what, like, yeah. And that's fun, right? That to me is that's networking. That's at its best.
A complete conversation, be like, what did you say? That's where I had a couple of those. Like, hold on, hey, hold on, man, we gotta come back. Hey, say that again.
Yeah.
That get like, I'm gonna write this down.
And we feel it mutually because we hit it on the head with other people too. Because sometimes all you need is
how much money?
Because sometimes all you need is an outside perspective to tell you. Because sometimes it's just too close to home. You know, there's people where it's like, yo, man, the solution is right there. How are you not seeing that? And they're just like, oh, man, yeah, you're right. But there's always something you can gain from, from networking and developing relationships. So this is a great opportunity. So back to what we're talking about, the training with Josh, we're going to be doing at KCX, the 22nd, 23rd. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for networking and learning. And those are two valuable things in your business. And two valuable things that I think are foundational to growth, because you're expanding whenever you're going to a training, first of all. You're opening up your mind to new methods, to new ways of doing business, or technically approaching a vehicle or sales. You know, there's usually a little part about sales in the trainings.
Well, sales automatically comes up.
Yeah,
because
it has to.
Yeah.
How are you going to sell this?
Yeah.
You know, because it goes hand in hand with what you're making a decision to be there. So they sold that to you, period. So now you're trying to see, okay, well, what are you going to do for me? When I come out of here, I need to be able to make more money. That's the expectation usually, right? Like something needs to give me enough value to where I could go out and make money faster or easier. And when you and that's what we mean by training. Training is like, it's not like, no, not taking shots at anybody doing any type of training. But for me, a value of a training is, if I learn something I could go take home and go make more money right now, you just did your thing. Thank you. I'm not arguing about nothing. If I don't learn anything, if they're telling me shit that's whack, if it's the same old just kind of run around of the same old bullshit, you know what I mean? Pushing the products, do it. If that's all it is, I'm sorry. Like that, you're a dime a dozen.
Pushing the rock, selling the rock.
So when you incorporate other things, and it's like, yo, you could go home right here and start getting money, start selling this, start doing this, or cut this out of your business. Some of these trainings we've gone to and we've come back and said, fuck, man, we got to just get rid of that altogether. And there's things that we've just took out of the business and made life better. And at the time we were like, man, this is a stupid decision. Why would we do this? And now it's like, man, that was one of the best decisions we've ever made.
Some of the trainings, man, like we didn't take so much acts from the training. It was the experiences.
It never is.
From the people
it never is. And that's why I always go to these things. I'm like, I'm not here for the training. No offense for the training. You're always going to learn from the training. Yes. It's always good to be sharp on those technical skills. But
the value comes.
But the value comes from, and if you're in a culture where you know everybody's there loving what they're doing and they're serious about it, that makes it even more special. So when you talk value of a training, you don't just think, oh, I'm going to get a certificate. That's not value. That ain't shit. It's like you have a certificate, but what's a certificate? That ain't gonna make you more money. So they give you a certificate. That's not where the value comes in. It's like when people say it's not the destination, it's the journey. It's the act of doing that makes things just kind of like, oh man, I met this cool dude. These people, they have the same problems I had. I came home with the solution. Oh, this person showed me how I got to do this or what they do in their business, and now I'm in contact with him. If anything, you know what I mean? If anything jumps off, I know my man's right here is going to be able to help me out going forward. Pretty much every training we attend, we got numbers in our phone of guys we're following up with and guys that we stay on top of. And that, to me, the networking, you guys are going through something with each other. You guys are going to be spending how many hours? Like 12, 13, 14, 15 hours together in the room working on a car, doing something you guys love, where you guys have all put forward the investment of time and money to be there. So you should figure out a way to get some money together or make each other better at what you're doing. So that's how we go about training. And we're going to have a small portion in the training, and we're going to talk about our methods, what we do, what we stand by, and what's proven to work for not only us, but anybody part of our School and alumni or our consulting programs.
I got a bad back, man. So when I hear somebody talking about their back, what you doing? What you doing?
I got a couple solutions for you
like,
over here.
You different techniques and what they're doing. Yeah, so I always take a couple.
Yeah, there's very few situations that I've come across where I didn't have an answer for, or some sort of a solution. I might have to be like, let me come back to that. I think Ben at the last training with KCX, I said, you know what, Ben? I'm gonna think about this one tonight. And that night, remember, I talked about him. In the hotel, I said, you know what? Ben's having, some things. I sat there and I looked at his website. I looked through, and I went back and we had a good discussion, and it helped him. And for me, that felt good. That's why we go to these trainings, because if there's anything we can do to help with someone's progression in their business, we're there for that. We're there as support, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing at the KCX experience in San Diego. We're going to be just kind of letting you know our methods, what we do, providing our services while we're there, and answering questions and kind of showing how we incorporate business and operations in the technical side all together along with customer service. So when we speak on methods, people get caught up in their methods, and they do. Sometimes they say, "Oh, my method is the best. I don't need to." Where does that lead you usually?
Well, just usually we hear about people's methods, and they're telling you that an issue that they're having, and then so you're asking questions, you start asking about, and they start telling you their method. Where they're just like, "Well, your method is wrong." Yeah. Like, Playboy, you gotta change the method, and they're fighting you, but you're just like, I'm not even arguing, I'm just telling you what you're telling me. The problem that you're having is because you're doing A and B.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's just like, okay, well, do you want help or not? Like, because you gotta change up your method, man. And everyone has a different methods for anything and everything. Someone has a different method for it. What's that old saying? More than one way to skin a cat. Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. That sounds skinning cats. Like, come on. SPCA needs to get on that. Come on, man. But yeah, your methods can handicap you. People don't realize. Like somebody was trying to argue on one of our comments about how you guys are going to be talking all this. Well, I don't know how they approach it, but the way I take it was, how the fuck you guys going to be telling us about efficiency and this and that, and you guys got a weak ass backpack for a vacuum? And in our mind, we're like, we've already tested the other methods, so we know the pros and the cons of all the other methods, and this method works best.
Well, the reason why his argument was our vacuum sucks because it doesn't have power. Yeah. But we're not arguing power.
Yeah, that's not even that's one of the lowest factors on the totem pole. That's not a very priority Yes, suction does matter.
Yes.
It can't be complete crap.
In our case, very low.
Yeah, very low.
very
in
low.
comparison to everything
Yes.
else.
Yes.
Comparison to noise, power usage,
Space.
yeah, storage and space, definitely. Just weight in general.
And just quick access.
Efficiency, yeah. It's on you. It doesn't get any easier than that. It goes into the vehicle with you.
Right.
Like how about that's as and it's already integrated in the rest of our business because it runs on the same power source most of our other stuff does. So all the batteries and everything are being used. So why wouldn't we? That would be stupid to have a whole nother unit taking up more space, being louder, sucking from our generator. We're talking mobile here.
Yes.
Sucking from our generator. If I'm in a shop, shop that.
Different story.
It's a completely different
story. Yeah.
But if I'm running mobile, I'm not taking, because space is always an issue when you're mobile.
Yes.
So you got not only the vacuum, but this big ass obnoxious reel.
Another problem we have.
The reels get all fucked up all the time. We all know the reels, the real problems.
And a lot of times
The hoses.
You need a big vacuum when you have those reels because you got 50-foot reel.
Yeah.
You need extra suction to pull through those 50
I don't need no 50 fucking feet of a vacuum. But that's just my opinion.
Hey, different
and
methods,
son. These are your methods.
Juicy, it's for you, baby.
So yeah, those are some methods with that. That's just an example of.
Well, people use the vacuum and they use it part of their extractor for their DIY extractor. So but we don't use an extractor. So
Yeah.
that's not an argument that we would listen to because we don't use an extractor.
Yeah.
So.
And then that's another case for a method that we don't use.
We don't have a big ass generator. We have a small generator. Why? Because not very much
We're not
runs
pulling
off
a lot of. Yeah, we're not pulling. We're pulling maybe what off of say we had to do a full detail on site. How many hours do you think that generator's running total?
One detail?
Yeah, one detail.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Full detail?
Yeah, a full detail about 45 minutes, right? Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. 45 minutes. That's how long our generator is on for a detail. So
Give and take. We can probably go to hour, 10 minutes.
And we did a disaster detail in an hour, a full disaster detail, exterior decon, and scuff removal.
Trim restoration.
With PSS trim restoration. And the full dressing of Top Star on the interior because the blacks were pretty beat. And what was that? Hour and 50 minutes?
Yep.
Hour and 50 minutes. 1 hour and 50 minutes.
3-man crew.
Yeah, 3-man crew. 3-man crew. So those methods for us as our we're constantly changing our methods. Constantly. We now have a method where the stain removals and the vacuuming and all of the initial scrubbing is done almost within 30, 40 minutes. And that's the longest part of the detail. After that, it's all just boom. We go, but that method has changed over time. And you also have to switch up your methods as needed. I think that's a problem. That's a big, big problem. People don't switch up their methods based off of what's happening. They'll go in. How many detailers have we worked with where they go in doing the same fucking thing to the same approach, the same setup, the same everything every single time? They'll do it to a disaster detail, the same process they'll carry out for a detail that they're doing an exterior coating for. It's like, why are you pulling a vacuum out? Why are you pulling this out? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing? Oh, well, that's just how I do everything.
That's how I always do.
It's like, do you need that shit? What are you thinking? Like you're wasting time. You're wasting time.
Then you run into, I have to pull it out in order to get to this.
Okay, well then you should reconfigure that shit so you don't have to do that anymore.
Well, that costs money. Well, you're losing money.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's costing you money two ways. That's why your ass is stuck. So those are things, when we talk about methods, we're not saying methods from a standpoint of, oh, yours is better than yours, because they're all good on different
we talked about methods with the rinseless.
Yeah.
People use the rinseless method 3-4 different ways.
Yeah.
Some, you know what I mean? Rinseless.
And there was a lot of good comments where people, thank you guys for the comments, keep them up, where people broke down why they use them, when they use them. And some people, it's like, well, that's exactly what we're talking about. Like you are using it for the very exact situation that we would use it in. And then otherwise, no. And then other people are like, fuck that. I ain't doing rinseless on nothing, or I'm not doing rinseless. Because they've been through the experience and they know what rinseless is capable of doing. And everything has limitations. Soap has limitations. Rinseless has limitations. Whatever. So depending on what your method is and how you want to do things and your level to where you want the job done. Because some people are like, man, I just wipe it down, job done. Car stays in the garage. It's my car. I wash it every week and I do it rinseless. Well, that's probably the best bet for you. If you want to just do a nice little 15-minute wipe down, yes, that's perfect for you. And then some guys, like in a sense of the DIY guys, oh, well, I got to set up my pressure washer, this and that. I like to do it, just not all the time.
Well,
with the soap.
One dude said that he uses rinseless because of his environment. He lives in an apartment complex, so he can't have. So he needs something quick, easy.
And then we also have to consider too, which was a good point, which you had mentioned, but we didn't even talk about in the video. Was are we talking about rinseless as a process, or are we talking rinseless as a product?
Yes.
So I think that's going to be another discussion we're going to have.
Part 2.
Yeah, that'll be part 2. But that was a very good topic. But all these things are being brought up in the conversation. So it's like, okay, people feel the same way about this, and things have kind of changed and evolved with rinseless. And I think it's an interesting topic because some people are still barely getting on it now, and they're learning about it. And so we're going to be using, we got a car here where it's not in too good of a condition, and I just got some rinseless in today, and we're going to try it out and see. We're going to put it to the test, and we're going to have a video on that because it's supposed to be one of the best. I've seen it with my own eyes with people using, and I've used a lot of rinselesses and rinselesses. I've rinsed a lot of less, but I've used a lot of them, and this one, what I'm seeing some impressive stuff, like on wheels, and so I'm like, all right, let me give this one a shot. And this brand is pretty fucking consistent when they make stuff, so it's up there. They're definitely certified, if you know what I'm saying. Speaking of certified, our certified product of the week.
What you got? He's picking this one. Yeah. So I don't know what he's got. So
presented by Car Supplies Warehouse.
Product of the week.
We have a product here that came as a sleeper.
Oh yeah, this is my man Rehab. Yep.
I don't think this one gets hyped up enough.
This on the long lines of Defender, man.
Yeah.
Like as far as like
just
no one's talking about Defender. People say it's crap. I'm like, it's dope. It's dope for me. Rehab, sheesh.
They need to do some campaigning around this shit.
The dust in itself.
They need to do some campaigning around this shit. KNS, they something, because this shit is too good not to be everywhere. We should be hearing about this shit like we hear about some of these trash products out there that get hyped up. Like, nah, this is one of the real ones. This shit needs to be talked about, because you want to talk about a times. You want to talk about methods changing.
Well, that's the
this
thing.
one will have you changing your methods.
That's the thing. It's hard to say that because everything's been so watered down with being the best product and all that.
Yeah. Well, that's why we started to get this. That's why we're trying to do this certified for you guys, so you guys know. If you guys have followed us throughout our entire channel, you should know we don't talk about it unless it's good shit. We're not gonna bring on some whack stuff on the channel.
There's other stuff like it, yes, man, but this one,
like big jobs that we've had to do
we had beginners to the pro saying, hey man, I'm better with this stuff.
Yeah, and you know who really got me on it, like to make me really who opened my eyes to it, was Jamie. Because Shad took some out to Jamie, and they had a little video where they were polishing, and Jamie's like, all right, I like this. I like it. And at first, because I was never a big fan of the PNS polishes. And PNS said, we knew that wasn't our strong suit. So we knew we had to step our game up. And this one they came through with. And when I saw Jamie use it, I said, okay, cool. And then Earl.
Yeah, shout out to Earl, Mr. Detail.
And those are the two dudes and those guys primarily, they're rotary dudes. And they come from a shot background. So when those two cats are also about their money. So I know when those two tell me, hey, you try that stuff yet? If it has anything to do with the abrasives on that end, they're working with it.
That's one of those ones where you're talking to someone, they say, man, this going to save you some money. You bring in, you're like, huh?
Mm-hmm. What'd you say, Earl? What are you talking about? Yeah.
Rehab, okay.
Yeah. And those are, yes. And we know that from those relationships.
Let me see what it says so I can read up the label.
So rehab correction cream.
Adaptable compound. Effective with a wide range of pads, both foam and wool. Yeah. So all you pad freaks, talking about how you tried this from this pad, from so-and-so. For use with random orbit, gear-driven, or rotary polisher.
Yeah, you can use it with any of them.
So forget the argument of what's things better. Use whatever one you want.
This one is, it's aggressive enough to get scuffs out by hand.
Oh, wow. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I was going to...
Oh, yeah. No, it's aggressive enough to get scuffs out by hand, but it's not abrasive enough. It finishes out well enough to where in most colored paints, it's not going to make a big impact as far as, any kind of marring.
All right. Talk about the removal. How you liking the removal?
Oh, that's smooth. Smooth. Like the removal is one of the nicest.
Comparable?
Whew. You know what? 3D, the 3D, was it Speed?
HD Speed?
HD. It used to be called HD Speed, but now it's 3D Speed or whatever. Not the one, because they have one and then they have Speed. I'll link the Rehab and the Speed in the description. Get them at Car Supplies Warehouse, 10% off. Details 10.
Details 10.
Use code. But those I want to say, if I can recall properly, those ones remove very well. Very, very well. Very long working times, and it's smooth to... Even Rupes Uno Protect is kind of...
Give him something.
Kind of like that. Give me something if you guys have used it, let us know how easy it is to take off. Because this stuff, just the takeoff... All right. I did a polish... Go ahead.
I got a beginner. Just give him a scenario. I got a BMW. It needs a paint enhancement. I got a DA.
What year is it? What color is it?
It's blue.
Dark blue?
Dark blue.
Like dark blue?
Dark
okay.
blue.
What year?
2010 and above.
Garage. So what? Just give me a year. Just give me a year. Just say a year.
2015.
Wait, 2015. Garage kept?
No.
No? Okay. Drive through car wash?
Occasionally.
Okay.
What are you using this with? Obviously,
I'm stepping up to the car with this. In my Rupes wool pad, my wool medium pad. That's what I'm going to, the yellow one. I'm going in there with this. I'm gonna do my test on it because I know that will cut through what I need with the right working time with this. It'll do the trick. That's enough for that paint. This one, if that doesn't work and if it's leaving too much marring or whatever, I'm gonna go in with the yellow pad probably.
Same polish.
Same polish.
And that's versatile.
Yeah, it's very versatile. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna get the same amount of correction with the foam pad, but you'll get a better gloss. And usually the customer is more excited about the gloss because you're gonna get correction out of it. It's gonna be enough correction. You know, we're talking just an enhancement. That's what
based on your method.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm talking enhancement with that, yes. And if I got something a little bit less beat up, I'm going in with this with the white pad and just going straight to finish. But it has enough cut as a polish to hold it down.
Cool. The people have been wanting us to do more detailing videos. So maybe give them a little sneak peek with the rehab in action. Do we have any videos of us showing the rehab?
I don't think so because we.
All right, cool.
We'll get one for you guys. Yeah, we'll get you guys on something because
a little panel going.
Yeah, because this was one that we slept on it, and it was. You know why we slept on it? Because the Rupes cordless came out at the same time, and we were more excited about that, and we were using that.
It came around that same time.
Yeah, remember they were showcasing it. They were showcasing the polisher with this.
Oh, that's right.
And we weren't even worried. We were just like, no, we want to see how this polish. We forget that polish. We're like, it's just another PNS polish. We don't need to see that.
Well, that's because also there wasn't a need for us. We thought there was a need to change our polishing compound because we had the Rupes system, which is still dope. We still carry it. We still rock with it. This is just versatile.
Yeah, so if you want it, pick it up. CarSuppliesWarehouse.com. We got a coupon for you. Details 10. Go get it. It's good. It's certified. So methods. So we talked. So we spoke a little bit about. So we spoke about a little bit about methods. Relationships, operations, actual technical side of stuff.
To the technical side, man, it could be for another conversation, but getting more and more into the weeds of it, starting to hear a lot of arguments against steam. That's starting to be one where people are like, I don't use steam no more. It could be the number of reasons they don't need to, the type of vehicles they have, or they focus on air.
I think as your methods change, a lot of shit you don't need.
But however, I like to hear that because it's just like, someone that owns a business shouldn't have the people that we roll with aren't going to do anything that's going to stop from making them money. So when they say like
there's reasoning behind it.
Yeah, the reason may not be good for us.
Yeah, and you have to listen. And I think that's a lot. Like when people hear other methods, they're like, no, that'll never work. Or I'll never do it. It's like I'm listening to see. Okay, I don't understand why you're doing it, but tell me why because I know my man ain't gonna do it for no dumb reason. Like he's gonna do it because there's some advantage to it. Like he understands.
It might be 4 steps down the road, but they're like, I'm not there yet. So
or maybe something that doesn't apply to you, or something that maybe you never even considered. Yeah. It's like, that doesn't. Now I don't have. That cuts one person. That cuts 8 hours of labor per day out of the. Like just like that is crazy. Okay,
but I have yet to hear anybody saying that don't use air. I don't think I'm ever going to hear that.
Those methods, there's some methods that just ain't going nowhere.
That's probably got to.
But even methods like the reels on our mobile units, we took down the reels.
We got one reel.
We don't have reels. We don't have reels anymore.
Why do you need reels? Right, for power.
You would think that's so inefficient, right? Because everybody wants reels.
After a while.
It's good. The reels make me faster. You thought.
Because it did make you faster at one time. However,
I'm faster than that now.
We're
faster without it now. People be like, "There's no fucking way you're faster without reels."
Trust me. We're like
Why would we do it? Why would we do it? Because we want to make our job harder, right? No.
Bro, I seen on the gram the other day. I know it's all new, but it was a blower for your car that turned into a vacuum. And I'm just like, they're on the right track because if that thing works.
Yeah, about 5 years down the road, that could be something.
Bro, the vacuum was a tube, and I was just like, that's it. I put that thing in my back pocket.
Yeah, there's things that you have to kind of explore with methods to see what's going to really be a true success for you. Because some guys, like the iron, like Daz Deals.
Daz
Deals, man. He got the iron. If you don't know Daz Deals, man, go check out Daz Deals. It's
make sure you link him.
We'll link my man his
talk
Instagram.
About method.
Jeez, and people give him a lot of shit for his methods because he does chemistry. He's using like the basics, peroxide,
bleach,
heat transfer. Yeah, he's using things like like raw chemicals to do the job.
Baking soda.
Yeah, baking soda. Yeah, stuff like that. He's using store-bought chemicals and stuff, but he has ways to do razor blades and just shit that's crazy. It's not crazy, but most people would think man, this is reckless.
Well, that's how good he is.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to him, man, and he was an interesting conversation. He talked about, he goes, people say I'm damaging. He's like, I'm a professional. You think I'm going to do anything to a car that's going to damage it?
He understands materials so well that he knows what they're capable of taking and giving. And that's what, because he does heavy restoration work.
Heavy.
Like shit where I'm like, there's no fucking way he's been, then I'm like, whoa, holy
There's
fuck.
stuff that like, we're like, bro, we ain't touching that car.
Yeah.
Now he'd be like, bring it over here. Nice with it, man. Like the transformations on it.
Yeah, just
ridiculous.
It absolutely, that's incredible work.
So he was talking about the heat transfer.
Yeah.
Like people use steam. Like, no. He uses iron for steam and heat.
Yeah.
People are saying, oh man, you need a steamer. He's just like, why? I got this iron.
He needs to get a battery one. The battery irons. Maybe we might have to go to that if there's some shit that's real bad. Like the heat transfer will do it. That's probably the most effective way for. But he's doing it at he's penetrating and heating at a very high level.
Yes, I seen that man, bro. He did a headliner where the headliner was sagging and stained. You know what he did? He took out the headliner and restored it all.
Yeah,
that right in itself is an expertise.
Yeah, and they look good. They don't look. They don't look all they don't look janky to where you're like, oh, you know, my man hit the carpet with the carpet paint. It's like, no, that shit looks clean.
Shout out to Daz. A lot of people hating on him, but hey, Daz, you get nothing but love over here, man.
Yeah,
your methods, I ain't questioning you, brother.
Yeah, with nothing, and I don't want to go up against that man
no,
either.
Sir.
He'll take you to school.
You win.
He'll take you to school. So that's all we got, man. That's all we got for this episode of Methods.
San Diego.
KCX,
January 22nd, 23rd.
We'll be there.